Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 3. Assistive technologies are huge. Um, I know text to speech and other simple things we've discussed can be hugely helpful for students who need a different way to um, access materials or access the way that they learn. But specifically, the apps that were in the file that we downloaded, I think Quizlet is probably the best of the bunch. I know that it can be really daunting for some students to approach a curriculum, especially when it's like such a large um, amount of information that we're going to have to cover in a year or even a semester, so to speak. Um, One thing that I think is really helpful is that it kind of breaks things down into more digestible parts, um, and gives tools for all sorts of students to grasp the information. So I know some students like to memorize, some students like to interact with certain games or more creative modes. So having vocabulary flashcards, pre-tests, pre-quizzes, questions, answers for students to engage in their own. I know myself that helps a lot. Um, Additionally, more so than that, um, having alternative ways to interact with the information is huge. And I know that we didn't have a lot of stuff like that when I was in school, as far as games or alternative media. But having those sort of things really engages students, especially now that they have much more limited attention spans in a lot of ways. They have access to all of these, you know, uh, smartphones and other games that are constantly fighting for their attention. So the one thing that's really great about Quizlet, it's very um, able to be accessed on these mobile devices. It's pretty user friendly for teachers, even teachers who may not be as tech savvy. Um, Additionally, it is very accessible for students and people who are familiar with technology. So that can be really really helpful for um, students to engage with this sort of material. So um, there's a couple things that I was curious about, which is students that do have difficulty viewing or reading material. If Quizlet had any sort of you know built-in ways to disseminate that kind of information through audio or otherwise, I didn't really see anything like that. Um, I know that certain students really struggle with reading words or really grasping those type of concepts that they read or try to digest on their own. Um, but as far as having that additional information, I think would be really crucial. So I'm not sure. Maybe I could give them that feedback, or maybe the professor could pass it along. I'm not sure, but that's just something that I noticed. I would love to hear all of your guys' feedback as well.